Thank you, Madam Chair. Ambassador Crocker, we have been in Afghanistan for almost 2 decades. While I'm concerned with the administration's recent unilateral announcement to draw down U.S. troops to 2,500 in January, we cannot be in an open-ended war. How can the U.S. better assist diplomatically and militarily in addressing the main barriers that are inhibiting an intra-Afghan agreement? And I know you briefly have touched on this, but if you could elaborate, I would greatly appreciate
it. Thank you, Congressman. Your question was broken up with my technical problems, but I think I have the gist of it. Again, it is an issue of strategic patience, of a long-term view. The Taliban certainly has it. They spent all those years in exile rather than give up their Al-Qaeda colleagues. They know they can. They believe they can outweight us, and the course of these so-called peace talks would, I think, vindicate that. I know about being tired, Congressman. I spent the 7 out of the first 11 years after 9/11. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iraq. I was ambassador to all 3. So I get that too. I get it that the American people are tired. But getting tired and giving up need to be 2 different things. And I just pray that it is not too late to reverse the disastrous course we are on right now. That is simply running up the white flag, and we will pay for it down the line, not just in Afghanistan.
Ambassador, if you could just touch on what concrete steps we could do to create that intra-agreement.
Well, first, we need to make it clear that we are not neutral in this matter, that the Afghan government has our solid backing, that we are not going to abandon an ally to the Taliban. That would be the first and critical, I think, concrete thing we can do. And then from that, making it clear that anything we do further is going to be strictly based on conditions. We will maintain our presence as long as the government wants us and as long as we need to defend our own national security interests. We need, in short, to demonstrate some strategic patience, and we need to do it now.
Thank you, Ambassador. Dr. Jones, as is well known, part of the U.S.-Taliban deal negotiated by the Trump administration was the Taliban's commitment to prevent Al-Qaeda and other terrorist groups from using Afghan soil to threaten the U.S. or its allies, including by preventing recruiting, training, and fundraising. There is a grave concern and apprehension that the Taliban are not and will not uphold that commitment. Looking forward, how do we measure the extent to which the Taliban fulfills this part of the agreement?
It's a very good question, Congressman. I think the answer in part hinges on our intelligence collection and analysis capabilities. To what degree do we continue to see meetings? That's from human intelligence and signals intelligence, meetings between the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. To what degree do we see Al-Qaeda continue to operate in areas where there are Taliban commanders? To what degree do we see Al-Qaeda and other camps operating in Afghanistan or along the Afghanistan-Pakistan border? There are obviously a range of ways, including through geospatial intelligence, that we can monitor that. It does become harder the more we drop in forces, though. It makes it more difficult for NSA and CIA to put their important units and collection sites because they use the military for those. So the more we withdraw, the harder it becomes to see that.
Thank you. I have limited time. Dr. Biddle, in your testimony, you discussed how the Afghan National Defense and the security forces need to be professionalized to root out corruption. What can the United States do and our allies to support these efforts?
There's a limited amount that we can do, actually, because the corruption and cronyism we see is so deeply rooted in fundamental political features of the Afghan governing system. What we can do, however, is to reach a low ceiling, and I think the key to that is conditionality in the aid that we provide. We need to tell the Afghans what we expect in exchange for our support. That can move their incentives, albeit gradually, in the direction of professionalization. We should do that, but we should also be realistic about how much we can accomplish on that score.
Thank you very much. I'm out of time.